Lecture 2. Traffic Signs. The objective of this lecture is to learn and understand all about the traffic signs, road markings and traffic lights to drive safely on the road. Let's first understand the purpose of these signs. Purpose of traffic signs. Traffic signs or road signs are a common sight when we drive along any road. These signs are posted on the side of the road or above the roads to give instructions. They are used to give information, direction, warnings, and order. Similar to signs, road markings help us to position our vehicle on the road, and traffic lights help to control the flow of traffic. It is very important to be alert while driving and be aware of these signs, markings, and lights. Ignoring any of these can be dangerous and lead to a mishap. Before discussing the signs, let's see how these signs are classified in a hierarchy. Broadly, traffic signs are divided into 3 categories: road signs, road markings, and traffic control signals. Road signs are further divided into 3 subcategories: regulatory signs, warning signs, guide signs. Now let's learn about regulatory signs. Regulatory signs. These are the signs which control the actions of the road users. These signs tell road users what they must or must not do. There are 5 types of regulatory signs. They are control sign, mandatory sign, prohibitory sign, parking control sign, freeway control sign. Let's start from the control signs. Control signs. Control signs are used to assign right-of-way priority or direction of travel. Stop sign. This sign means motorist must stop. It is the only sign in the signing system which has the unique octagonal shape to differentiate from other signs because of its importance. This sign is usually found in the area where the driver's view might be obstructed or where there is an actual or hidden hazard, such as at T-junctions, service roads, slip lanes, side roads, U-turns, and exit points. This sign instructs that drivers must stop before the stop line, even if there is no traffic, scan the road, and then proceed safely. Give way. It means give way to motorists approaching from mainstream, either left or right. It is also known as yield sign. You may find this sign at roundabouts, T-junctions, side roads, and exit points. It indicates that a motorist should slow down and, if there is any traffic, stop and give way to traffic on the main stream, but if there is no traffic, then you may proceed safely in a controlled manner. This sign means give way to pedestrians. It depicts that you must give way to pedestrians to cross the road as they are more vulnerable to mishaps and are not protected. You may find these signs commonly in slip lanes, residential areas, in suburban areas, places of worship, parks, and shopping malls. When you see this sign, slow down, look for pedestrians, and if they are present near the road or junction, be prepared to stop in order to allow them to cross the road safely. This sign means give way to cyclists. It can be found on the junctions or roads where there is a cycle riding track crossing that particular road or junction. When you see this sign, slow down, look for cyclists, and if they are nearby, always give way to them. This sign indicates that entry into the road is forbidden. You may find this sign at parking lots, at the exit point of premises or service road, restricted or unauthorized area for private vehicles, at the end of the one-way road from the opposite direction, at the exit of U-turns, and the areas dedicated for the tram. Motorists should not enter the road where the sign is posted. Violation of this sign can lead to a serious accident and may attract fines. You must go this way. This sign shows the only permitted direction of travel in the road or portion of the road on which they are posted. This sign can be seen at service roads, one-way streets, and parking lots. If the arrow is pointing to any direction, like left or right, then you must follow the direction of travel as per the sign. Now let's learn about the second type of regulatory sign, that is, mandatory signs. Mandatory signs. Mandatory signs are used to indicate the actions that must be taken. All the permanent mandatory signs have blue backgrounds and mostly circular shape. A head-only sign instructs that motorists must go straight ahead only. They must not make a U-turn, turn right, turn left, but have to continue driving straight. Motorists are not allowed to park in such areas. It can be seen at traffic signal, which directs for straight only. Turn right ahead, left if symbol is reversed. This sign means motorists must turn right ahead. It is used on minor roads which alert motorists in advance that there is one-way road ahead. In case the arrow is reversed pointing towards the left, you must turn left ahead. Turn right only. Turn right sign means that a motorist must only take right direction. While approaching to the main road, there is no option for left turn. You may find this sign when motorists are approaching the main road from a side road that is nearly perpendicular to the main road. Pass either side. Pass either side sign indicates that motorists may proceed on either side of the road in the roadway. It is usually posted at the edge of the pavement on traffic islands, at junction dividers and slip lanes. Pass either sign can also be replaced with hazard marker. Keep right. This sign indicates that motorists must position or keep to the right side. You will find this sign at parking lots, intersections, and T-junctions. Keep left. This sign indicates that motorists must position or keep to the left side. This is the reverse symbol of keep right. It can be commonly found at roadside U-turns. Roundabout. This sign indicates circular intersection commonly known as roundabouts. It is posted close to the roundabouts. The arrow indicates that the vehicles must travel in anti-clockwise direction. Tram only. This sign indicates that the road or the portion of the road is set aside for the tram only. No other class of road user shall use the road or portion of the road indicated by this sign. Minimum speed limits. Freeway. The sign depicts that the minimum speed limit on the freeway is 60 km per hour, where the maximum speed is 120 km per hour. It is commonly seen on freeways. Driving below speed limit without any reason can disturb other motorists and it may incur a fine. Police reduce speed. Police reduce speed sign will be seen in temporary situations at checkposts or points where police are running a routine check. Drivers must slow down and follow the police instructions. Now you will learn about the third type of regulatory sign, that is, prohibitory signs. Prohibitory signs are used to indicate the actions that must not be taken which are prohibited. Mostly prohibitory signs are circular in shape with white background and red border. You must not turn left. This sign prohibits entry to the left. It can be seen at junctions and parking lots and the service roads where entrance is allowed from the main stream but exit is forbidden from service road. You must not turn right if the symbol is reversed in this sign. No U-turn. This is a no U-turn sign. It can be commonly seen at traffic signals where making a U-turn is prohibited. It is also sighted at emergency crossover that is reserved for the use of emergency vehicles. No overtaking. This sign forbids the driver from overtaking. This sign is typically found at tunnels, bridges, upward inclines on hills, sharply bending roads, and two-way roads where the visibility makes overtaking hazardous. No goods vehicles. This sign indicates that the entry of heavy vehicle is not allowed. It can be seen at tunnels, bridges, parking areas, and on freeways with timing or lane restrictions mentioned on qualification plate. No hazardous material. This sign illustrates that any vehicle carrying hazardous material is not allowed to use that road. The yellow diamond symbol is commonly used to alert about hazardous material. You may find these signs at tunnels, freeway with qualification plate. No pedestrian. This is a no pedestrian sign. It shows that pedestrians are not allowed to walk through the road or zone. This sign can be seen at tunnels, bridges, cycling tracks, freeways, and near tram tracks. No cyclist. This is a no cyclist sign. It indicates that cyclists are not allowed to ride in that particular zone. This sign can also be seen at tunnels, bridges, walking tracks, freeways, and near tram tracks. No horn. The sign means that you must not use the horn unless it is very important to avoid the danger. You may commonly find this sign near hospitals, worship places, parks, residential and school areas. Priority to oncoming traffic. This sign means that you must give priority to oncoming vehicles. This sign is mostly used in provisional situations, usually on two-ways traffic, where your lane is temporarily blocked. In this sign, the red arrow represents your direction of travel, which is blocked, whereas black arrow represents the oncoming traffic, so you must stop and give priority to oncoming vehicles. Once the oncoming lane is clear, you may use their lane to pass the obstruction. Maximum speed 80 km per hour. The sign displays the maximum speed limit allowed to drive on that road. You must not exceed the speed limit as posted on the sign. It is posted to the roads to advise you about the speed limit of that stretch of road. Remember, violating the speed limit can lead to accidents and may attract fines. Maximum height limits. This sign shows the height limit of the road structure ahead. It is usually found at tunnels, under the bridges, covered parking and other construction zones, where the ground clearance is not very high. It means that a vehicle including or excluding load above the mentioned height is prohibited. Maximum width limits. This sign shows the maximum width permitted. This is imposed to prevent entry to roads physically incapable of accommodating larger vehicles or vehicles with wider objects. It can be seen near tunnels, bridges, and basement parking. Maximum weight limits. This sign illustrates that the vehicles exceeding the maximum gross weight indicated on the sign are prohibited. The gross vehicle weight is the maximum operating mass of a vehicle as specified by the manufacturer, including occupants and cargo. This sign is usually posted before bridges that cannot sustain the load. Qualification plate. This plate is a supplementary sign, which is always attached with other signs. It displays the limitation regarding the attached sign. These plates are in rectangular shape and are found below other signs and display the information on the plate related to the sign. For example, it can be used below "No hazardous material," and the qualification plate will display the timings. Now you will learn about the fourth type of regulatory sign, that is, parking control signs. Parking control signs are used to control and regulate stopping and parking, where you may park or must not park or stop, and provide time restrictions. Paid parking sign. This sign indicates that the parking area is a paid parking zone. It also displays the time restriction. All drivers must obey the sign and should not park without paying, as it could attract parking fines. Parking sign with time restriction. This sign indicates that the parking area has time restrictions. It displays further information about timing and the direction of parking. Handicapped parking. This sign shows that this particular parking is reserved for handicapped drivers or their vehicles only. It is commonly found near the mall, areas of worship, parks and government buildings or other civil services. Motorists should not park, stop or wait in this parking. Violation can attract a fine. Meter parking. This sign indicates that this is a paid parking zone, and arrow indicates that the parking meter is on the right side, where you can buy a ticket to park your vehicle. Parking prohibition. Taxis only. This sign shows that this particular area is reserved for taxi only. You may commonly find these at hotels, shopping malls, airports, and metro stations. Parking prohibition. Bus stops. This sign illustrates that the area is reserved for public transportation buses only. Parking prohibition. Loading and unloading only. This area is reserved for vehicles that are loading or unloading at specific timings mentioned on the attached qualification plate. Parking prohibition. Paid parking zone for commercial vehicles. This sign shows that this area is a paid parking zone only for the loading and unloading of vehicles, commercial vehicles. The separately attached qualification will display the paid timings. No stopping. These parking control signs indicate that you must not stop or park the vehicle in an area shown by these arrows, even if you are sitting in the vehicle. You may commonly find these at government offices, bend roads, lay-by parking, bridges, tunnels, tram areas, schools, and petrol stations. This means stopping or parking is not allowed only towards the right side. This means stopping or parking is not allowed only towards the left side. This means stopping or parking is not allowed on both sides. No stopping with timing. This sign means stopping or parking is not allowed towards mentioned direction during the timings shown on the sign. No waiting. This sign illustrates that you cannot wait for an extended period of time. You can only stop to pick up and drop someone. You may commonly find these signs at shopping malls, near parks, school areas, and airport drop-off areas and designated parking. Now you will learn about the fifth and last type of regulatory sign, that is, freeway control signs. Freeway control signs are used to indicate which roads are classified as freeway. Freeway begins. This sign represents the beginning of a freeway. Motorists must consider the codes of freeway and must drive at a speed appropriate to the situation in order to cope with the freeway moving traffic. Commonly, the maximum speed on freeway is 120 km per hour, and the minimum speed is 60 km per hour. You will find this sign at freeway entry ramp. Freeway ends. This sign informs the end of a freeway. It removes all the freeway begins restrictions. Driver must consider the road situation and speed posted on the speed sign. You will see this sign at freeway exit ramp.